Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nuance podcast, and this time the second episode. And here we have. Hello, how's it going?
Good.
Here we have a very unique guest today, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, welcome to the podcast, Aybaniz.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
There we go. So today's podcast, we're gonna talk about different things, but the three main topics. Or maybe the core topic is going to be about manifestation. And hold a second, because I know a lot of people think about manifestation, the law of attraction and the secret. Some people might have some hard feelings, and I include myself. Sometimes I feel like law of attraction might not work. But today we're going to dive into the right way. And here we have Aybaniz, which is an expert on manifesting. And she has a very, very nice method and very detailed way to do the manifestation. It's going to be very interesting, and it's going to give you some insights on why maybe it hasn't worked for you. And then we're going to talk about the Leela game, which is an interesting tool that you can use to you'll explain better than me, but a very interesting tool to use to understand better and to give more clarity to yourself. And we might tap into other topics, so stay tuned. It's going to be an amazing podcast. Right there. Let's start by a quick introduction about yourself for the people that don't know about you. If you could just go ahead and take the stage for a second.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Aybaniz, Isayeba. I'm from Azerbaijan. I'm a guide of the Leela game, which I'm going to tell you about a bit later. I'm an esoteric person, and I'm someone who works on self-awareness since I was 16 years old in therapy. So now I'm on my mission of contributing into collective consciousness, spreading knowledge, and helping people on the path of self-awareness. That's what I do in my life.
Good, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. So let's dive into the topic of manifestation. And I think the first thing that surprised me about when we had this discussion about manifesting is that you mentioned that for a lot of people, manifestation won't work. It's not going to work because there is a kind of a pre-manifestation stage, right?
Yeah, if you want to put it like that. If I get it right, you're talking about the adult thing that I was telling you.
Correct.
Yeah,
The healing.
The healing part of the story, right? Well, that's the whole journey about the healing anyway. All our journey throughout the lifetime is about healing. But when we're talking about manifestation, I want people to get this idea that if you want to manifest something, you want to become a creator of your life, basically. You want to have a control over the things that you attract into your life, you create in your life. And in order to do so, you're going to become an adult. You're going to take the whole responsibility, because with the control, the responsibility comes with it. And so many people struggle with this position of an adult. And I see people doing manifestations, going through some courses, and even my course that I guide people through, in the position of a child. Because if you have any sense of blaming on the world, blaming on somebody else, if you have these feelings towards the external world, it already means that you are in a child position and you don't take the full responsibility of your life into your hands, which means you cannot manifest most of the things you want for yourself, because most of them are the things that you want for yourself as an adult. Being successful, having this certain career, having this certain type of partner, for example. And for that, you're going to grow up. And that's where the healing journey starts. First of all, you gotta heal that part of the wounded inner child in order to become an adult. So from that position, you can manifest better things for yourself.
Could you explain a bit for the people that don't know about inner child and this concept that comes from different spiritual teachings, I guess? What's the main core of this?
It's not, I wouldn't say that's too esoteric, to be honest, because it's just a phenomena of you having your inner child within yourself, because we have this connection to that, which is actually the core. We have the connection to the core of us, which is the inner child, but most of the time it's wounded because we have so many different traumas while we're growing up. So basically, it's not a woo-woo story. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna lie, but I believe there is such a term in psychology.
Okay.
Like as an inner child, inner adult, inner parent. So basically, it's just the connection to that version of ourselves within us that was wounded, that was hurt, and still holds the memory of those traumas inside. So that's the inner child. But the same inner child, if it's healed, has the huge potential. Because to actually see how the manifestation works, I always tell people, look at the kids. Look at the inspiration, this light in their eyes when they want something. They have no idea that something could be impossible. They believe it. Like you can see a kid running on this sofa and jumping because he has no fear to fall and get hurt, right? So in the same way, we losing our fears, working on our fears through the manifestation techniques, we can, make our dreams come true in the easiest way possible for us, if we can access those fears and limiting beliefs. And also if we can get in touch, like in good contact with our inner child. Honestly, I'm so in touch with it. You know me, so you can tell that I'm really like, you can see it in different shapes. But the biggest benefit of it, of this connection to your inner child, is actually that inspiration you get, the impulse, the faith, this endless faith that it's gonna come true, because kids have that until they lose it due to these circumstances and limiting beliefs that the world gives us.
That's beautiful reflection. And so what we were mentioning, some people that have wounded inner child, as you said, they might bring the wrong, I don't know how to say it, but the wrong intention to that manifestation, and that's gonna affect negatively what you can manifest, or like your ability to manifest things.
I would say that if you are having this child position and your inner child is still wounded, there is a long way to heal it anyway, but at least you're aware of it and you're working on it, you have a higher chance to manifest the fullest potential you have. Because if we talk about manifesting, it's nothing that happens when you sit down and write down things. It happens constantly. You keep constantly manifesting things, good or bad, you like it or not. Everything you say, everywhere where you put your intention and impulse, energetical impulse, you manifest it. The problem is that if your inner child is wounded, if you are doing that from a position of you're blaming on the whole world, you're going to keep manifesting that the world is so bad towards you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So that's the pre-manifesting stage?
Stage, I would say, yeah.
Call it like that. So that's kind of the first step that you would say to someone that you believe has a wounded inner child. You will recommend them to go on a journey of healing.
Yeah.
But the people that you get in your courses are people that they've gone through that stage.
Mostly.
Through that stage, and then they are ready to take on the the manifesting practice itself. So could we talk a bit about if you could lay down the steps of manifesting, because I think it's very interesting that you have like some steps broken down.
Yeah, sure. I want to mention first of all that there is a long way to work through each step. Like you can even unfold it deeper and better, but now I'm gonna just point out main 6 steps that I see as the main steps. So basically I'm sharing my vision. I'm not saying this is the ultimate truth, but what I do and what works for me is that before I intentionally want to manifest something, which for me these are the rituals, and they are also connected to the moon phases. So on the new moon, I would manifest things. On the full moon, I would let go of things. Okay. So before the new moon, the first pre-step is to clean your space, physically and emotionally. I don't remember if you got into the Apanaloka in the Leela, but we even did an event around this phenomena, Apanaloka, the energy that flows down in our body. And on the physical level, we see it as the digestion and then basically pooping. So your body knows how to let go of things. If you get constipated, you feel uncomfortable. On the physical level, if someone is constipated for, let's say, 5 days, you get to the point of almost not being able to consume food because you feel disgusted. You are blocked, you're stuck. So same constipation might happen on the emotional, mental level. That's where we start the first pre-step of manifestation technique. You gotta let go of things that don't serve you anymore in order to invite new things to come to your life. You gotta make space. Sometimes I explain it like this. Imagine you want a car, a specific car, like Mercedes, whatever type. And I'm saying, imagine that you have to fit it in this room, in your life. What you're gonna do? You're gonna move stuff, you're gonna throw away stuff. So it makes it easier for people to understand how the energy works. In order to invite things, new things into your life, you're gonna make space. You're gonna get detached from old energies, because everything material holds energies and memories. So that's the first step, the pre-step, let's say. And then the first main one from the course is actually formulating your wish, making an intention. What is that thing that you want to manifest? And here we face problems and issues with people because people don't know what they want. But that's a whole other story. So the first step is to formulate it. There is a specific way of how you ask for things from the universe. Then you're working on limiting beliefs related to each dream of yours. Then you let go of fears. You work on them. You have to first of all find out what are those fears, because the only reason your dream is not coming true is the fact that you have fears related to it that might hold back that dream from coming true. Because in the same way as your dream has benefits, if it comes true, for your subconscious and all programs, it has secondary, not benefits. I don't know how to put that. Like, if it comes true, it might be dangerous for your life. So that's like breaking old pattern. We can get into that deeper later. So the main step is to formulate the dream, know what you want, work through limiting beliefs, let go of fears. Then you do the meditation on visualization, like living, sense that this is normal for you. You are already having it that moment. And then you have to let go of the importance. You will never get there and get it until you let go of the importance. And I think you were curious about this part, right?
Yeah. That was the one that taught me more, because also I found this specific insight on another book, which we already mentioned, Reality Transurfing, which I recommend to anybody listening. Reality Transurfing. And I feel a lot of times with manifesting, people get attached to the things. I even, like, the first time that I read The Secret, I read about the law of attraction, you're kind of like, oh wow, I'm gonna get what I want. So I think it's automatically, the first thing you do is like, you become obsessed with the thing. Well, at least that was me. I just became obsessed, like, I can actually manifest and attract what I want in my life. Damn, I just want to get it. I want to get it. I'm like, why didn't I get it? And then I came across that book. I'm like, that makes so much sense. And non-attachment is a big thing for life overall. I think this is like the biggest lesson you can get in life, non-attachment, because that just makes life way easier. So I think that was a big learning for me. So I was very positively surprised that you included that in the manifesting steps, because I do believe it's a big one.
It's a big one. And I honestly see no problem at all with you being obsessed about manifestation. Like, one thing is to be obsessed as, oh, now I know I have this knowledge, so I'm going to use it for my benefits and I'm going to manifest things for myself. That's perfectly fine. But the moment you said, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it, that's the problem. Because when we ask for something from the universe, whatever, you manifest your dream or your goal, let's say, your intention behind it is positive, right? It's like you want this better thing for yourself, positive intention. But anything positive can turn to negative if it's too much, if it's over excess, you know? And the moment I give this example, this basic example to everyone, I know so many people can relate to this story. They understand what I'm talking about. Imagine your mom loves you. And her intention is to take care of you and make sure you're fine and to express her love. So she calls you once a week, checking on you and being like, Ivan, how are you doing? I love you, baby. Bye. That's it. And how do we feel? We feel amazing. My mom loves me. She cares about me. Now imagine your mom is calling you 15 times per day. How are you going to feel? Overprotected, too much. Oh my God, don't do this. You might want to leave and escape and run away. So that's the same intention behind it, behind this behavior. I love you. I want to make sure you're fine. I want to take care of you. But when it's too much, that's when it gets like, oh my God. So this is the same way when you manifest things, they heard you once. Once you formulate it and you send an impulse, the work is done. You're going to just see how this whole situation gets unfolded. You're going to just observe how the universe will make it happen. But if you're going to be like, hey, yo, please do it. Come on, faster. Not this way. That doesn't work. Doesn't work.
So interesting, because I don't think we mentioned that in our previous conversations, but also there is another concept about the Reality to Surfing book which talks about that. It calls it excess potential.
Yeah. So, exactly. That's the term for it.
It is?
Which I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't know
So
the term.
Yeah. He uses that term. I don't know if that's a spiritual term or
not psychological.
But yeah, just giving excess potential to something. So also I thought that was interesting. Which is the same, like if you detach yourself, you're not going to give excess potential to things. Now, before we go over some of the steps more in detail, I would like to just jump onto something that I personally have been struggling with a lot when I'm manifesting, which is the taking action bit. Because when I hear a lot of manifesting, it feels somehow like you manifest and then you let the universe do, which it brings me so much anxiety.
Why? You don't have a control
so
there.
much anxiety. No, but because I'm like, I can do things, I can take action, and I do believe personally that there is, no matter how much you try to manifest something, if you're sitting in the sofa all your life, you're not gonna be able to get it. That's what I think. And from this book, it differentiates with inner intention and outer intention. We mentioned that, which basically definition is like the universe is gonna meet you halfway. So you're gonna use your inner intention to go halfway, and then the universe is gonna meet you there, which is gonna be the outer intention. So yeah, I don't. What thoughts do you have on that?
To respond this question, I have to speak from my vision, right? I'm sharing my vision here and what works for me. And in my method of manifestation, I always differentiate a goal, and a dream. So basically, the taking action part, it makes a total sense. And we even have a specific exercise on this in my course. But the difference is that when you set a goal, you understand, your subconscious takes it as, this is possible. I know that potentially this is something possible. It's just a matter of timing and energy I'm going to spend in order to achieve this goal. And to achieve that goal, I'm going to make a plan with steps, and I'm going to take steps. And what happens to many people is that the goal setting, I'm talking about the goal setting for now. They think like, okay, I'm going to work hard to get there. And are they manifesting it? They do. In their own way, they're manifesting. But the way they do it is through struggles, through hard work, ignoring that the universe is opening some doors, sending some signs. They're ignoring it because they're in this mindset that they used to this mindset. They were raised like that. Like, you gotta work hard to get things. You gotta work hard to make big money. And this mindset drives them to achieve that goal by themselves, alone most of the time, and working hard. While manifestation I'm talking about is when I let the universe meet me halfway. And all I want is, I know at the root, at the core of my dream, there is a goal. There is something rational and practical and achievable. But I surround it by the mystery, the magic. Like, and what if it's going to happen even in a better way? This is the goal. I want to travel to Bali. That's the goal. I can book the flight. I can, I don't know, make the accommodation, organize myself and go. But I'm going to build the whole story around it. What if I go to Bali and I'm going to somehow magically get the best place in the city center of Ubud? And I'm going to be connected to this spiritual community. And somehow people will get to know me there and want to play Leela with me. And I'm going to even stay there and meanwhile earning money. Like, I'm going to build the story around it. And then I'm going to let the universe show me how is this possible for me. And when the signs will come, I'm not going to ignore them. And I'm going to take the possibilities and chances that come to me. When you're in this mindset, you see the goal. I'm going to get there. You don't see everything that comes along the way to help you, to, support you in a way.
I love that, because it's true that a lot of times, even from maybe social conditioning, we could say, for example, to become a millionaire, to make a lot of money, it is hard. Something hard. You got to work very hard. You got to suffer. But maybe you don't have to, right? You don't have to suffer. And either it's manifesting or not. It's true that if you said yourself that something's going to be hard, most likely it will be. Yeah. And you are not going to allow yourself to find the easy or the simple way. Yeah. Because you're like, no, this is the way. The way is the hard way. So that was a very good point. And I feel like sometimes I find myself thinking that things are harder. But then I'm like, well, maybe they are not. Maybe there's a simple way, a simpler way. So that's a beautiful one. Could you tell me one of the things that people are more surprised in this, like, 6 steps? Maybe there's one thing that maybe it's more misunderstood. I know we've gone over a few, but is there like any other one that we didn't mention that people maybe struggle with, or they are just surprised, like, wow, that's a game changer?
Okay, there are 2 main ones, and they are the first and the second, basically. So the moment they get into the course and I tell them that we're gonna throw away things, we have so much resistance because there is a specific number of things you gotta throw away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta go around your home?
Your home. Like, let's say you have just one room. It has to be more than 60 items from your room.
60 items?
60. And trust me, I'm doing this for almost 8 years, and there is always 60 things every single time I do this. And when you do this for the first time, there is no way you're not going to find 60 things. It's just the resistance, because you're just about to break old pattern. And old pattern, the only thing it was, survive. Stay there. And all these voices in your head start saying, no, but this thing, it was the gift from my ex, and this thing, and I should keep it. One day I'm going to have a shooting and I'm going to need it, whatever. Yeah. So all these voices don't let you actually throw away things in order to make space for new things to come, because something unexpected might happen when you break the old pattern. It might be dangerous for your life. That's how a subconscious works. So basically, people get a lot of resistance on this first pre-task that I give. And every time they make it more than 60, they make it 200, even more, 100, always. It's just the moment of, like, you resist, and I'm like, okay, you do the maximum, and then you get back to me and I'll give you an extra task. So that's how I guide them. And they always get more than 60 items.
It's crazy because I believe if I throw 60 items, I would just don't have anything.
That's bullshit. That's
Trust me.
complete bullshit.
I can
I
put
know, I know, I
all
know.
my life in a,
No,
in
no,
a
no, no,
bag.
no. It's such bullshit. I know, it's just the game our mind plays with us, and that's it.
Can I throw coins?
Everything.
So 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins.
Nah.
No, it doesn't work?
Nah.
Nah.
You wanted to break the system?
I'm always trying to, yeah.
No. Doesn't work. No, but trust me, you have 60 things. And if it's not material, physical things, there is another way to do it. So there is always a way to do it.
There's
And
another way
yes.
which is not material.
Yeah, also. But for me, this pre-task, it's just a check, let's say. I'm testing also these people, how intentional they are.
Yeah.
How much they actually want these things that they want so badly. If you cannot throw away 60 things in order for your 10 dreams to come true, do you actually want it then? That's my question.
Okay.
You know? That's a
good one.
tricky part of the game. Yeah, so the second one, the second one is the moment itself, the main part of the story. When you're gonna formulate and ask for the thing, what do you want? So the first exercise they get is to make a wish list from more than 10 wishes. And that's where people struggle. Yeah, first of all, what happens? They confuse a goal and a dream. So basically, they start making a goal list. And I always tell them, I'm not the one who's going to guide you through a goal setting and achieving goals. You're going to go and find a coach or whatever, and they're going to, motivate you, and you're going to achieve your goals. But I'm here to show you that the magic fucking exists, So that's the main issue people have. And also the idea that people even struggle with making a wish list out of 10 dreams because they don't know what they want. First of all, we are taught and raised in a way that all this system was designed to limit us. When you're a kid, going back to our inner child potential, when you're a kid, ask a kid what they want. They're going to be like, I want to become this, I want to have that, I want this toy, I want that. They non-stop, I want this, and they know what they want. And in their world, there is nothing impossible because there are parents that are manifesting things for them, basically. And while you are growing up, you get all this system of limiting beliefs from the society, cultural code, so parents, family, ancestors' memories, if we go to esoterical side, and you just lose this connection with your faith. You lose this connection with yourself, first of all, understanding what do I want for myself. And I told you that there is this part in the course where that sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But when I do it, every time I see that people are amazed and scared at the same time, that we start with the wish list of 10 dreams, and in the end of the course, you do the wish list again. And then you see that these are your real dreams, but you came into the game with something else that didn't even belong to you, just because the society told you, the mama told you, and you took it as yours, and you were wasting your energy. I'm not gonna, I'm not afraid of this word here, wasting your energy and lifetime, manifesting something that wasn't your true inner desire. You are manifesting something for some patterns and some programs in your subconscious. That's it. And you wasted that energy, and that's scary. Yeah, but once you understand that, you're already on the right path.
That's very good. I think, I think it's a challenge to be able to understand if what you're doing and what you're pursuing is actually comes from your true self or from social conditioning, from your parents.
Yeah,
I think that's a big challenge.
I would like to add something to this thing of, you said you struggle, so many people struggle with actually understanding what they want, what they truly want. And I can see it when people come to play the Leela game, for example, because that's the tool to reconnect with yourself.
Before you go to the Leela game, let's explain a bit. So would you like to touch a bit into the Leela game so people understand what's
Yeah. It's just that no, I was just passing by, let's say, because in the Leela game, I've seen people entering the game with, for example, the idea that one woman, she came with this idea that she wanted to get married. So she was preoccupied.
Yeah.
When I'm gonna get married? When I'm gonna get married? And the Leela game doesn't give you any fucking predictions. I want to make it clear here. It's not about predictions, but it's about finding your true answer that it's inside. And she left the game understanding that she doesn't want that. And the whole story was about satisfying her parents and cultural codings and da 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 da. So basically, 36 years of her life, let's say subconscious and adult part of it, 16 years of her life, she was frustrated, she was upset, sad, stressed, tensed because she couldn't get married. But she has to get married because I want to get married. And to find out when you're 36 years old that you actually don't want to get married, that's a fucking huge work. And there are tools to, find out what is that thing that you want for yourself. But that's the whole journey of self-awareness and growth. It doesn't happen just like this,
Yeah, big one.
Big one.
Big one. Let's talk about the Leela game now that we're here.
Okay.
Because I think
I can talk about
we've been saying about Leela, and I played Leela myself, and I was also very surprised. And yeah, I feel like it is an incredible tool even for people that are skeptical, because it has some spiritual background or side, which I've never been very adept to. But yeah, I think it is in a therapeutical level also. It works amazing with like you getting feedback from your own questions or from your own intentions or answers that you're getting, and then it allows you to have this moment of introspection and to find out things that maybe you didn't know about yourself and new ideas, etc. But yeah, if you could just explain a bit more about what's the Leela game, how it works. Just a brief introduction about it.
So the Leela game is an ancient Indian tool of self-awareness, of self-knowledge. And the main purpose of it is to reconnect with your higher self and to get answers to the questions that you might have about some aspect of your life, or in general the direction of your life path.
So there are different steps. I'm just gonna try to explain it in a non-spiritual level.
I want to see how you explain it.
No. That's the thing, because to me the most interesting thing is that there are some steps, okay, but each step has a concept. You would say there's one concept in each step, and then what you were saying is in each concept you were giving me like two options. Where that comes from? Like it's like.
Yeah,
what's
that comes from the whole phenomena of duality of this world.
Correct.
Yeah, so you get into the squares on the Leela field. We have 72 squares, and each square represents a concept, an idea that has some message behind it that is based on the Vedic philosophy. It comes from there. And obviously, as everything in this duality world has black and white, up and down, pros and cons. So basically, it has different colors. When you get to the square of entertainment, for example, for the first time, its color is like, do you let yourself to, have rest and entertain yourself and enjoy this life? Do you actually do that? Or you constantly achieving something? But if you go back to the entertainment square 10 times, the color will be, are you fucking just entertaining yourself in this life and you're not doing shit and you're wasting the lifetime? So it's changing the color. It's always one or the other side.
Yeah.
Envy. It might be about your shadow that's need to be worked through, the envy feeling. And it might be that this envy feeling is destructive for you and toxic for the external world. Or it's just about the phenomenon of envy as something positive. Oh, it provokes envy in me, so probably I have some hidden potential in there. These are my real desires that are calling my attention.
That's beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good. And that was the most interesting thing. that it has like these different concepts because it triggers something in you,
Yeah.
and it allows you to look at your thoughts and ideas from different perspectives that you've never thought about, because it gives you a random perspective. Like now I have to look at this from the envy perspective, which
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never thought,
Exactly.
why would I even,
Yeah.
you know? So to me, I feel like it starts like breaking some things in your brain, it breaking like some, I don't know, neural circuits that you had created, because you gotta create new ones, because now you have to think about that idea, thought, belief that you had, problem, issue from different multiple perspective, and each concept also has this duality, you know,
Yeah.
which I think it's beautiful. So yeah, to me that was from like a scientific standpoint, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's just a self-reflection process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now there is the other part, which the game won't finish apparently until you get
will
your answer.
never finish.
Until you get your answer.
Exactly.
So I was 6 hours in that game, around 6
This
hours.
is a soft one. It's fine.
But it can be from 30 minutes to
35 hours, whatever. It can be endless. Yeah, you said, you put it in words as the game won't finish apparently until you find your answer. Let me rephrase this: until you're gonna be honest with yourself.
Okay.
So basically, you're gonna get your answer that is here. No one is telling you in the Leela game what to do with your life. You're finding what's right for you for a current moment, right now, and the answer is here. And to access that answer, the only way is to be honest and clear with yourself. So the game might get you into this trampa, you know, like in these loops. And out of 72 squares, you're gonna loop on the same ones for hours. I had people in these blocked circles for 5 hours, 12 hours, and you go mad like, ah, my God. And it's gonna make you see it from a different angle. There's no way. You see that there's no way out.
Yeah.
And then you say those words that are true to you right now. You get your little goosebumps or some inspiration, and you know that that's the answer, and you, boom, get out of the game. That's the mystery of the Leela game, that you have to experience it. There is no way to describe it really. Yeah.
That's great. And what we mentioned at the end of the day, that's just a tool, but in our lives, we can use kind of this method, which is kind of mirroring, right? We will mention is mirroring,
mirroring
like,
everything,
or like you getting yourself triggered somehow to trigger some thoughts and ideas from different points of view. But that can be done throughout your day-to-day life, because every time we're learning and we're being triggered and we are receiving feedback from what we are feeling when we are with someone, when we're traveling, at work, etc. So I think that, that was a very interesting reflection you gave the other day.
Yeah, well, you see, the game, the field of the Leela game, it's the field, right? It's like a board game, let's call it like that. It gives you a space to self-reflect, and the squares are there just to provoke this inner journey, inner process of yours. That's it. It just helps you with some questions, with messages behind it, and that's it. But then all life can be that field for the growth, for the self-reflection and finding your answers, because everything is a mirror. Leela is a mirror and life is a mirror. Everything, literally. I see people entering the Leela game and somehow they feel that it's full of some magic, you know? They're like, oh my God, especially if it's a group session. That's when it gets like mad, crazy. People meet at the same squares, they repeat same patterns, they finish with the same answer, and they're like, oh my God, I like the whole game, you were mirroring my story, I was mirroring your. So they see these connections. And then they tell me this feedback that, oh my God, the Leela is like magic. Even the skeptic people, something would, in their brain. It's like the way the dice rolls, everything is just weird. But then I'm like, It's not true. Your whole life is full of magic, if you want to call it like that, then, because everything that happened here happens in your everyday life. The question is that you come here with an intention to find an answer. So all your focus is like intense. You're just here. You're like, I'm looking for this answer. I want to find my way out of the game. So you are present. Everything that changes is just you are present. And just because you're present, you can observe things more clearly. You can see the connections clearly. You can see the mirroring. You can feel the triggers because you're on this mission to find the way out. If you would live your whole life same intentionally, same being like self-aware every single day, or the whole journey would be magical. And you would see all these connections and mirrorings every single day in your normal daily life. And that's how it works for me. That's why my whole life is the Leela game, if you want to call it. And even Leela from the Sanskrit means the divine play, the divine game. For me, this whole life is the game. So I'm trying to see it as if I was going through the Leela field every single day.
That's a beautiful way to see life, because it makes it not so serious, and I think that's the best way to approach life. Because if you bring so much seriousness in life, you're just gonna get a lot of anxiety and gonna get very triggered. One thing for the audience to take away, what would you say?
I'm gonna say from my esoteric perspective, I wish you all, first of all, to get the full responsibility of your life so you can manifest beautiful things for yourself. And I am you, you are me, and we're one.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, people. Well, thank you very much for watching one more time. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Yay.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
That
you
was
so
a beautiful
much for
discussion.
having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.